Kelvin right here playing Farming Simulator 22, and welcome back to Westbridge Hills. Oh, a mighty cold looking map here today. I don't know, those soybeans don't look real good either, do they? Well, we're gonna see if we can harvest them here. We are in the month of March. Again, as a reminder, we're not playing with seasons turned on here, so with that being said, the seasons are still progressing. It just does not make a difference as far as like our growth cycles and stuff like that go, as far as like the time of month goes, right? So anyway, looks like we're ready to harvest some soybeans here. Obviously, since last episode, I finished planting all the fields of soybeans, also fertilized them here. I didn't take the time to roll them this time. I was going to do that, and I completely forgot. So, oh well. They didn't get rolled, but they are fertilized, all that good stuff, right? Again, we are playing a little more old school, I guess, if you want to call it that way, here on this series, Evan. So we got stuff like weeds and stuff like that turned off, so we don't have to worry about that. Yeah, we definitely got some snow on the ground here this time, everyone. Let's grab our combine. Let's head out and see how harvesting soybeans in the snow goes here. I'm thinking it's actually supposed to be pretty warm, so we probably just need to wait for... Oh, actually, never mind. It's 22 degrees. It is cold at the moment. Yeah, snow will probably still disappear at some point here today. And I'm going to have to move the Magnum here to get to the header, aren't I? Okay, Magnum, you need to move. Other than the planting and fertilizing, I haven't done much in between episodes here. Again, still looking to purchase a field here yet, everyone. We don't quite have enough money from what we were looking at there last episode, everyone. I'm still aiming towards probably getting field 15 here. We could go with a different field, Evan, a little bit cheaper, but again, then we start getting a little bit further away from the farm. I like to be close to the farm, at least when you first start anyway, right, Evan? So before we start branching out too far, right, we're still probably going to try to aim for that field. I think we'll probably have enough money, Evan. We just need to wait for our corn that we currently have in the flour mill to do its thing, and then we should have enough. It's just, yeah, we got to wait for that to happen. Plus, we have the soybeans here, so we'll get the soybeans going as well. So I think, everyone, by the time we get down to the soybeans and the corn here, we should be able to easily afford the new field. We just got one more harvest here. One more harvest. That's what they always say, right? I want one more harvest. Reduces yield. Okay, so that actually counts as raining yet, huh? I was hoping it wouldn't, because, I mean, it doesn't say it actually is, but apparently it is. Just fast forward time here a little bit. Okay, how about that? Does that work? So yeah, apparently even though the weather forecast said it wasn't raining, it actually was. Okay, let's get some GPS turned on here. We need 90 degrees auto with that. And you know what? I'm not going to see the line in my... Let's bump that line up here. Show line. Let's line offset. Tell us something. Yeah, that's right. Oh, one line. Locked on yet? Yes, bro. There we go. Still running the Case 7150 combine, or wait, 7150, 7150, 7150 combine here. With our not quite 30-foot wide head. It's like 27 feet here according to GPS. That begs the question, I mean, is this head trying to masquerade as a 25-footer or a 30-footer? A 30-50. So, oh, actually, okay, they actually do call it a 28-foot wide head of one. Huh. That is an interesting size. At least around where I live, usually they go on like 5-foot increments. You get like a 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 for that matter. So 28, that just seems like kind of a weird number there to me. But hey, 28 foot is what it is. Or 27, really, technically, according to GPS, I guess, right? 27, it's pretty close. I mean, 27.89. It's really close to 28. Probably that metric conversion there. That's why you lose 1/10 of an inch. And we got both fields planted in soybeans here at the moment, by the way. I plan on probably taking this to the flour mill here as well. Again, as a reminder, that flour mill we're running here takes almost everything. There's a couple of things it doesn't take, like sunflowers. Doesn't take sunflowers, or I think there's something else it doesn't take too, right? So no sunflowers. And what's the other crop it doesn't take here? Oh, yeah, grass, of course. Barley. Oh, canola. Is canola the one it doesn't take? Yeah, it doesn't take canola. Which, as I said before, that's probably more like at the oil factory. If there is one on the map, anyway. I'm not sure if there is yet. We'll look at, again, as I mentioned there last episode, I think our best plan here, Evan, is to buy a field. Once we can afford the field, Evan, that will increase the amount of a loan we can take out. We can then take out an additional loan, if we need to anyway, to then afford the factory. If I buy the factory right away, Evan, the factory, as far as I know, is not going to give us any increase on our loan. So once we buy that, it's, we can't afford anything else. So if we do the field first, then we can borrow more money. Seems like the smart way to do it, if you ask me anyway. I could be wrong, but seems like a good way. Still running the base game loan system here, by the way. I do have the, I think it's like the enhanced loan mod or something like that. I forget the exact name of that mod. It's on the official Farming Simulator mod hub. I do, excuse me, I do have that mod downloaded, just have not activated it yet. Kind of weird seeing the snow on the ground here. Not something you would probably typically ever do with soybeans. To be honest, I probably would skip another day of one, but why bother, right? I guess maybe for our realism's sake, we probably should. Usually, I figure when it comes to March, usually it's just a matter of waiting for that snow to melt in March. It's a matter of waiting for the game to update. Though in this case, it looks like it actually is cold enough out. Oh, wow, that is going to be a temperature change. This is the daily forecast. I wonder why is it's saying the weather is 22 degrees. However, at 8 o'clock, it's supposed to be 58. 8:20, huh? Interesting. I think a little bit of a game glitch there of some sorts. So we're going to blame the snow on something glitch with the game. Again, a lot of times when you fast forward to March, having the snow, it's just a matter of, again, waiting for the game to update everything, and then the snow goes away, right? I don't know, again, why the temperature is not showing correctly there, but something doesn't seem quite right. Hopefully the game will figure out what's wrong here at some point. I don't know if I've had it happen here in Farming Simulator 22 or not, Evan, but we've definitely had some interesting seasonal problems here in the past. I think that was mostly related to the seasons mod, I guess, back then, right? But where the seasons get broken for some reason. You almost gotta like turn it off and turn it back on again. Of course, when harvesting soybeans, the combine doesn't fill up real quick here. Makes the harvest go a little bit quicker that way, as I've noted before. Also, in some ways, makes for kind of a boring harvest. I don't know. On one hand, it's kind of nice. Like, you're not having to constantly stop and unload and move grain around. You just got to keep on going up and down the field. But at the same time, too, it's just you're going up and down the field for a while, right? At least we're making fairly quick work of this here. Definitely can see ourselves probably wanting a larger combine here, everyone, once we get the next field here, even for field 17 for that matter. I mean, field 17 is a fairly good sized field here as well. Even for that field, it'd be nice to have maybe a larger combine. This one gets the job done, of course, but bigger's always better, right? And I guess technically we probably could put a larger head on this. Or was this the only head available for this combine? Let's see. I think I've looked at this before. Was this the only head? Combinations? No, okay, well, there's a smaller one, 25 and a 28 foot, huh? Okay. And yeah, 8 rows, sunflower head. So yeah, we pretty much have kind of the largest head, at least per the game already anyway. Seems to me you could probably still easily run a 35, 40 foot head on. To be honest, I mean, you could probably even run a 50, or not a 50, a 45 foot head, depending on what you're harvesting and where in the country you're harvesting at. Doesn't look like those other size heads are available here, though, are they? %75 full finally, eh? Yeah, that's going to take a while to fill up, isn't it? We are fertilized, by the way. Again, the only thing well, actually 2 things we could technically do if we wanted to increase yield a little bit more. Although, as I've said, I don't know if it's really worth it. We could mulch the field, and we could, of course, also roll the field, which I was planning on doing, except I forgot. So, yeah, well. Hard to get good help nowadays, like they say, right, everyone? Well, anyway, while we're waiting for the combine to fill up here, let's head over to the comment section here a moment. See what you folks had to say here for last episode. Oh, and a reminder, too, before we actually read the comments here. If you haven't already clicked the subscribe button, don't forget to do so. Always very much appreciated. And, of course, once you are subscribed, don't forget to turn on your notifications. Get notified of the next latest, greatest Westbridge Hills series going live. Also, if you like the video, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Okay, let's head over to the comments here again. Reminder again, if you want to leave a comment, I would always enjoy reading all you folks' comments. And speaking of reading the comments here, started off with Farmer Johnson. In Farming Simulator 22, the field price is the same if you're selling or buying. Ah, that's right. They changed that here in 22, didn't they? I'm so used to having all the previous versions of the game. And I think all the previous versions, if I remember correctly. I don't think there's any exceptions that I can think of. But in all the previous versions of the game, Evan, you'd buy, let's just pick some numbers here. You buy the field for $500,000. When you go to sell the field, Evan, you would sell it for $250,000. Like, for some reason, Giants economics, real estate expertise here thinks that if you buy the field, you then lose half the value if you go to sell the field. Which, yeah, just obviously is ludicrously crazy, right, everyone? That should never happen. Well, maybe I shouldn't say never, but typically land does not go down in value a whole lot, right, everyone? Norton was saying, there is a shortage of good plow mods. Yes, I absolutely agree with you on that one there, Norton. There is a shortage of good plow mods. At least if you're looking for good American-style plows anyway. Not this moldboard rubbish. Not entirely sure why the Europeans still farm like they're in the 1950s, Evan, but I don't know, maybe if I have any European viewers, maybe you can enlighten me on that one. Still a concept I find quite foreign and don't quite understand, to be honest. Yeah, the snow is still sticking around yet. At some point, I mean, hopefully the game updates here and realizes it's not quite right here or something, but until that happens, oh well. Got the John Deere 8410 here, by the way. Still pulling the J&M gravity wagons. Good American-style trailer here, right, Evan? Yes, good old gravity wagon. Actually, I don't know. Is the gravity wagon American or is it European? I don't know. Obviously, at least from what I've seen, Evan, I don't think I've ever seen any gravity wagons over in Europe. Seems to be more an American thing from what I can tell. The Europeans obviously prefer their odd trailers. Yeah, no idea. Still always amazes me, as I've said many, many times before, I want to see the differences between European farming and American farming. And again, not trying to badmouth European farming here, but every time I look at it, I shake my head and like, I'm sorry, are we farming in the 1950s here? Literally. Anywhere from the size of the equipment to the type of equipment being used. Again, going back to the moldboard plowing we were talking about there, I've been like, I'm sorry, who uses moldboard plows anymore? And yes, Evan, I know there's a few exceptions here and there, but generally speaking, for the most part, very few farmers are using moldboard plows anymore. That's pretty much a relic of the past. And again, depending on who you listen to, Evan, it's a relic of the past that's not even... Oh, hello, Charlie. That's why I'm having trouble turning here. Why can't you honk your horn at me? You know, it drove into me here. Wait your turn. Hopefully he's not back there yet, because we need to back up. I don't think the mirrors help. There we go. So, yeah, again, I mean, depending on who you listen to on that, like, moldboard plowing is not even good for your ground. Like, it's harmful. It depends who you listen to on that, right, Evan? But anyway, going to the next comment here. Hetro was saying, good video. I like the loan system on the F12 key. Oh, boy. Okay there, Hetro. Okay. Yes, add money, remove money. Ooh, set money. Yep, just set money. That's a good loan system right there. Mason Farms was saying that thing should definitely flex front to back on that hitch. And at the disc gangs, you need some true set on that thing. And speaking of the thing, he is talking about the John Deere 2730 ripper that we were using. So, last episode, I guess, right? Or was it the episode before? No, that was last episode. Yeah, we were plowing their last episode. I had the hired worker plan. That's right. Hopefully, Giants will fix that loan system for the next game, or they will make it worse. Knowing Giants, yeah, that's true. Giants does have a habit of doing that sometimes. Exhibit A menu system here. Like, Giants had a pretty good menu system, I would say, in Farming Simulator 19. I would say it was a fairly solid. Could have been better, probably. Apparently, Giants didn't think so, so they made it worse. He was also saying, I think Giants needs to put you on the game development team. Giants envisions of American farming versus the real American farming are two way different things. Yes, this is true there, Mason Farms. This is true. And I'd be more than happy to volunteer for Giants if they need some game input on that one there. I think they need some, if you ask me. Their visions of American farming are interesting. And I think they also maybe need some help in the gameplay department, especially when they first released the game. They maybe need some people to, like, I don't know, maybe just like play the game, see if there's any bugs in it. 2 years into the game at this point, I think most of the bugs have been taken care of here, but oh boy. For those of you who remember when Farming Simulator 22 first came out, oh, it was rough, Evan. It was rough, like bad, like really bad. Fortunately, that's all been fixed here at this point, but still, wow. Christopher was saying, good video, keep it up. Hey, thank you very much for that. Just make the turn going around here to the next row, can't we? Oh, I'm going to say that John Deere 8410 looks pretty good sitting in the field there. Reminder again, that 8410, of course, is the old 8410, not the newer 8R 410. John Deere definitely has a little bit of overlap in some of their numbers, right? Usually there's a slight difference in them, but again, there is definitely a little bit of overlap. For example, John Deere 9620 and a 9620R, right? Both about the same type of tractor. They're both articulated tractors. There's just probably, what, I don't know, 20 years? Maybe not quite 20 years difference between those tractors, but maybe a good 15 years in difference between those tractors. Yeah, feels like we're making some pretty quick progress on the field here so far. I think that's about, I think, all the comments we have here at the moment. I forget if I read, Tim was saying it's a good video. Christopher was also saying the same thing, good video. Thank you very much for that. I forget if I read those comments there yet or not. But yeah, it's about all here for the moment. I guess just back to sitting here in awkward silence, right? Yeah, something like that. Sure. Go back in the cab where it's even quieter. Suppose what I could do is I could probably throw this on a hired worker here at this point. We can start working on the field here, replanting it. Maybe throw some fertilizer down. Although I'd kind of like to see the snow go away before I start doing that. So probably, yeah, before I do any field work, I might see if we can fast forward time some more. Again, like the snow should be gone. I don't know why it's still sticking around here yet. The weather forecast quite clearly shows there shouldn't be any snow. But, okay, it does say it's warming up. Although it says it's supposed to be 58 degrees. Supposed to be 59 at, I wonder if once we hit like 9 o'clock, if the game will like, oh, hey, hello, we need to switch. It's probably what's going to happen if I had to guess that one. Maybe just a little bit of a leftover from sleeping through the night or something. Temperature can only go up so quickly, maybe. I don't know. Although with that being said, if the game's only letting it go up that quickly, I think it would only let it go down that quickly, which is definitely not the case. It definitely, at some point during the night, we had snow, right? Oh, let's see what's here. Check our status on the field here a minute. Make sure we don't need any lime or anything like that. Over halfway done here at this point. I see field 15 now. Once we purchase field 15, looks like that is going to need some lime here. Hopefully, maybe by the time we have enough money to afford that field, which hopefully will be after this harvest here, by the way. At least that's what I'm hoping for anyway. Maybe the AI farmer for that field will put lime on it, then we don't have to. It's worth a hope, right, Evan? You never know. Looks like 19 needs some lime as well. Ooh, 9. There's a big field, Evan. That's a good-sized field here for this. I think that's what I probably always liked about this map, Evan. As I've said before here, you got a lot of decent-sized fields on this map, right, Evan? Most of them are easy to farm. You do have a few odd shapes a little bit here and there, right? But for the most part, square-ish fields or rectangular-ish fields. Good-sized fields. Just feels like a little bit more of an American farming map here than some of Giant's other attempts at maps. Obviously, again, looking at some of the European maps, fields tend to be more scattered, smaller, further apart. Just, all that fun stuff, right, everyone? Definitely, at least from what I'm used to as far as farming goes, and I know a talking about American farming, Evan, it probably varies about as much as anything, right? Because, yeah, got a pretty broad spectrum here of farming in America, but at least where I live on, American farming, and I think this is what most people would probably think of when it comes to American farming, too, is we got some big fields. We got a lot of fields, right? It's not going to be necessarily the small, scattered field most people are probably going to think of when it comes to American farming. Now, again, as I said, obviously we have that, but probably what most people are not going to think of. Most people are probably going to think of the larger farms, bigger fields, fields that are right next to each other. Just stack them fields right up, right? And we are full again. Oh, stop mod doesn't quite stop us quick enough, does it? Oh, well. Still nice that it stops us, though, at least. Better than nothing, I suppose. That, unfortunately, again, is another one of those mods where, PC only, everyone. PC only. Oh, come on, tractor. I know we're starting on a hill here. And as I've said before, and I'm fairly certain here in the game, at least it feels that way to me anyway, when it comes to snow, I'm pretty sure snow reduces the amount of traction we have. Especially, like, watch the tires and stuff, and like, it looks like there's way more slip than there normally is. Nice, I'm a little closer than I thought I was. I thought I was lined up pretty good over the middle of the gravity wagon there. Apparently not. Tell you, these gravity wagon drivers nowadays, terrible. Actually, you know what? Does this have an adjustable spout? That adjusts. Yes, it does. Doesn't really change it a whole lot, though, does it? A little bit, but not much. Okay, back to harvesting. GPS. Oh, yeah, GPS is locked on. Yeah, perfect. I don't know why, but obviously I could look at the right-hand side here, too. Look at the little HUD there. That tells you that little steering wheel icon that we're locked on. I always just look at the green lines like, yep, we're locked on. I probably should really make it a habit to look at this one down here. That's probably a little bit easier to see, but oh well. Anyway, Evan, looking at the time, I think with that, we're going to wrap this episode up here. You folks have any comments and or questions, be sure to leave them down below. And as always, Evan, thanks for watching. Until next time.